the CNET supposedly is much more selective in what they manage. So, it does have a fiscal impact. It would lose about $750,000 in revenue to the state. Again, and put out 200 different licenses would be essentially non-existent in Oregon. My opinion is, you know, they're so regulated that I don't think they're doing damage, and I would vote no on it because I think it's one industry after another, and I don't agree with it. But like I said, it's somewhat of a moot point because the governor has taken action, but I still would hate to see that passed in case we ever got a different governor with a different opinion coming through the system. Okay, so Measure 82. This 82 and 83 are the privatization of casinos in the state of Oregon. A lot of you, I think you still get Portland TV down here, do you? Where you'll see the Grange. You've seen some Grange commercials. So these next two measures directly address that Grange project. So in 2010, the Grange, it was titled something else, but it was the exact same company, tried to get passed where they could cite a casino. I just don't have any problem with that. I think that we should be open to privatization. There should be, competition's good, whether it's against tribal or private. Competition stimulates good economy and good results. So I am in support of privatization of gambling, just so you know that right off the bat. However, the reason why 2010 that a lot of folks said that the measure was rejected was because it only allowed that one single casino to come into the state. And that they did so many constraints within this constitutional amendment that I literally don't think you would ever see another private casino being able to be cited in the state other than the one that's on the ballot today. And that's why, in my opinion, I don't like it. If they just simply said privatization of gambling and casinos is allowed in Oregon, I'd have been in support of it. What this does is it says no casino can be cited within 60-mile radius of any tribal casino. It has to be in an incorporated city that the city council must approve. And then it has to be put on a statewide ballot for all the citizens of Oregon to approve. So, start thinking about where your Indian casinos are. You're pretty selective when you start thinking it's not 60 miles to drive there. It's a 60-mile radius. That's a big radius. So I started trying to figure out the closest I can come is, I think Burns. You could actually cite something in Burns in that location. Now, how many people think that Portlanders on a statewide ballot is going to support a casino being cited in Burns? They could care less. It really leaves you with a bunch of rural communities that would struggle forever to get a statewide initiative passed to allow them to cite a casino. I just think that they created hurdles that are impractical for ever allowing another casino to happen. So whether you are in support or not support of the casino that's actually in place or wants to go forward, the reality is the language they have written makes it almost impossible for us to ever cite another casino. Yes, you can find other circumstances, but no matter what you do, it's not going to be in a heavily populated area, and it's going to be an incredible burden to try to get half of this population to say yes to a casino that maybe has a 1% of the population in the state. It's just not practical.
How did we ever allow casinos in the state to begin with?
Well, you didn't. The federal government allowed tribal casinos, so it was a federal decision. But, on the other hand, as citizens, you did allow gambling. You allowed a state lottery. So it's kind of speaking with forked tongue that you support a lottery but not support privatization of gambling.
And did we vote on that as people?
As lottery, you did. So, And I was here when you guys did that. But there is, so that is 82. 82 is the constitutional amendment to make it even possible to cite a casino in the state of Oregon, right? Because right now it's not even possible. 83 is specific to the Grange. So first they got to make it possible. They got to open up the Constitution to allow it to happen, to be able to happen. And then, and it's no coincidence that one comes first, then the other comes, because legally they would have to pass the constitutional in favor before they could pass this. So this is the statewide initiative of which 82 requires to be passed before a casino can be cited. This is 83 statewide, this is the Grange's statewide initiative. They're trying to get the voters to approve. So they're meeting the constraints of 82 through Measure 83. It specifically authorizes the Wood Village area, or what's now known as the Grange, to be implemented and put into place. If either of these fail, the Grange